there with RC. We negotiated an end to the war in Bosnia. And they said, oh my God, you're going to have a bunch of American troops killed. We never had a single American troop killed in Bosnia because we went in with strategic consent and the right rules of engagement. So it's not impossible, but it's not something you can just wave your hand and say, yeah, we're taking over, it's going to work. It may not work because you have to have strategic consent, resources, and all the accompaniment to make it work. And that doesn't come out of a press conference.
Stephen A., what occurs to you?
Well, first of all, I just want to say it's an honor to be on the show with you, sir. I appreciate your extraordinary service throughout the years, and I'm honored to be on TV with you. Having said all of that, let me tell you what alarms me about what I heard. If we can do this, if we can do that. Well, he hasn't. And that's the concern of American people. We understand what the concerns are over there. It's Hamas, it's Israel, it's the Palestinians, it's displaced Palestinians. We know that Israel feels, and a lot of people should feel and do feel, they had every right to do the things that they did after they were attacked October 7th and the deaths that occurred thereafter. We understand all of that. But when you have the President of the United States 2 weeks on the job, presenting an idea of this magnitude, we're going to own Gaza, okay? And this is what he is saying, sounding like a real estate mogul, as opposed to the President of the United States, a world statesman. It's problematic. When we've gotten no evidence whatsoever, it's something he talked to Congress about, it's something he's talked to the Senate about, something he's talked to the Defense Department about, because you're going to have soldiers and what have you that you're going to place over there. That's incredibly, incredibly alarming. Sir, you served with distinction for more than 34 years. You received the Presidential Medal of Freedom. You served this country with distinction and with honor. How comfortable could you possibly feel to hear the President of the United States talking the way that he talked, with Prime Minister Netanyahu right to his right and a few feet, looking like glee is draping all over his face, when it doesn't appear as if they've communicated with anyone about what their plans are, not just for a foreign land, okay, where you're talking about, establishing sovereignty over a land that is not yours, okay, but on top of it all, having the Prime Minister of Israel, who a lot of the Palestinians perceive as an enemy, to have all of that going on, and for him to talk the way that he's talking, this is the kind of chaos, Chris. This is the kind of chaos, sir, that I was talking about when I talked about my hesitancy and ultimately why I decided not to vote for this man. Because you're thinking if it were another candidate, it's somebody that could be drawn to the center. It's somebody that would communicate within our system of government, understanding there's I's that need to be dotted, there's T's that needed to be crossed before you opened your mouth and put America in that kind of position where it could create the ire of the Arab world, for all we know, when all of this is said and done. To speak so loosely over something so pivotal, so important, is alarming, to say the least. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's how I felt watching that press conference, and I watched it from start to finish.
So, General, give us a quick button about what you think happens in the next 6 hours in terms of what we're told. And I'll give you a hint. The envoy for the Middle East that the president picked was supposed to be where you are right now, talking to us, and they bailed because they needed to go into an emergency meeting right after what Trump said. So what do you think happens here?